Anhaldamawi kasi palilabo ulan. I'd say right now there's probably about between 9 and 6 fluent speakers left. The language is not dead, but it's getting pretty close. I think what we're doing is a wonderful thing. And it's just not for Abenaki people, too. It's when we get an outsider, we say, welcome to the Abenaki community.
We take times out from our lives, from our family, to come here because we know of the importance of the resource that we have with Eli, of the knowledge we have to share about the language.
So Eli has given you a chart. No one has ever done this before. He's looked at every single possible ending and given you a chart as to how now thousands and thousands of adjectives that exist and verbs that exist in a language can now be thrown into one of these possible endings, and you'll know I have to say my dog is white.
Algonquin languages have a very unique structure, and within that structure and within these lessons that are maybe more traditional, I think sometimes, like with everything we do with the language, there are glimpses there into just how it is that the Abenaki, the Eastern Algonquin people, viewed the world. The idea of animacy, the idea that some things are risen to a higher level than other things and therefore use a whole different set of descriptive language around them.
And that's the beauty of this language. We are so expressive. To me, it's important. That's why our language was written that way, so that we can express it in detail, with honor.
So everybody's on the same page. What is that? That's paper. What is that?
Ni Leo, ni Snow, Abazio. Ni Leo, ni Snow, Abazio.
Agui ni.
Ni Leo, ni Snow, Seno.
Ni Leo, ni Snow. Ni abazi.
Kagui ni.
Ni sen.
Ni sen.
Ni sen.
Ni pilask.
Ni pilask. Very good.
And I think the real importance is being better felt now that the language is so close to being lost. So people are getting serious about it. And if we do have that ability to speak, if we do have the language, then we have a true identity as a people. Outside of ethnicity, I think the most important thing that defines us is our language. It's what sets a people apart. It's what helps a people to formulate a world view, how we perceive everything from an animal to a friendship to the concept of family, which we discussed, that idea that in the language the same verb is used for polite behavior as is used for family, as is used for to come to an agreement or a treaty. This idea that treating one with respect is at the core of community is all in the language in one verb, lakamikuzo. It means all these things. We can carry a melody much like eventually we would carry the melody of the language itself. The use of music has been a real important part of our gatherings. Melodies that are repetitive, but within them contain core elements of the language, sometimes even grammar.
A little harder to count 11 to 20, but we're getting it.
We've seen them begin to speak the language. It's really, really exciting. And I think it's exciting because we do put so much into trying to make these lessons something that they can understand. We want them to succeed. We want them to to learn. We're preparing ourselves to speak together and try and just become a part of a language that lives.
So for me, I said, here's this child speaking a language that very, very few people speak. When your daughter taught me how to say abazi, you know.
We are at the turning point. You can make a choice right now to make a difference, and so that's why I keep coming back.
We do well because you're both there. You're both saying how well we're doing.
Yeah.
Not once have I heard either one of you ever say, "You're not doing that right."
It's been my pleasure. And the best pleasure I had is to feel the pride that you people have. It shows me that what you're exhibiting and doing is working. And I am so proud. I really am. Well, that's about it for me.
We want them to experience something that they've never experienced before. And to find out it's their dialect, it's their language, this is beautiful. That's why you sometimes get me with a smile, because I laugh. And, oh yes, if I hear something wrong, you got to correct it, otherwise it's going to keep going, and then the language will be wrong. So I feel bad doing it, but I do it.
That's good. That's a mistake that you'll remember not to do again.
That's near.
Has everybody got their sentence?
I have kawajo no ma. Majigi kodaba.
Very good.
This is not about your tribal status. This is about the survival of a language, and we need people. We need people who care about the language for the sake of the language, and that is what keeps a language going, are people speaking it.
Oh. Just call it the press.
So Jesse, would it be Wajonok? Is that how do you say it?
Wadzo no ba.
Wadzo no ba, the K.
Kawazo no ba. Mazigi Kodaba. Kodaba.
Tina, do you want something?
Kuwatuno Milikigi Sanoba.
Anhaldamawi kasipalilavo ulan. Forgive me for the wrong I have done to you in the past.
The expression is a tradition to begin the year anew, and I think here, as we've gathered together, we're in a lot of ways trying to start the language anew, to begin friendships that may have been broken or may have never been established were it not for the language. And so to begin with a statement, a simple statement that comes from our tradition, or to end with that statement. It's beautiful to hear Eli say it.
I have a beautiful language, and we have a beautiful language.